Hello and welcome to Webb's. In 2024, John Webb celebrated his 80th birthday and 65 years of service for Webbs of Crickhowell. John has many stories to tell and has made many connections over the years, many of them of the royal persuasion. But what happens when you're in the same room as anyone who's anyone and you need a title to go with your name? Well, thankfully, John has an honorary title of his own to fit in with the most excellent orders of Britain. Have a listen to this.
Lady Glenys, she used to meet the Queen on a Friday afternoon and have afternoon tea, and she lived at number 21 Eaton Square. And then in 22 or 23 was a guy called Lord Delisle of Penshurst, and they became friendly and they married, and we were lucky enough to do the carpets in London. And so I was in this flat for about 3 weeks on my own, laying the carpet. And this Lord Delisle, who was quite a famous, very famous person, a really wonderful guy, used to sit there like you are, talking to me, talking about his life. I always ask people about their life, and he says that he was High Commissioner of Australia. He brought the helicopter in the RAF, and he was hoping to come and live part of his time in Glenys, and part of his time in London. And they married, and he used to come to Crickhowell on the weekends. And because I'd spoken to him for nearly 3 weeks, when he came to Crickhowell, I was one of the few people that he knew. So he always used to come in the shop on a Saturday morning to get his Times and say, "Hello John, how are you?" And we used to have a little chat, and "Fine, thank you." And then not many months later, sadly he passed away. And then there was a memorial service for him in the Guards Chapel in London, and it came down from Mrs. Goucher, who was the secretary then, rang the shop and said, "Oh, Her Ladyship would like John to attend the memorial service in London on this Thursday afternoon." And in those days, I was flat out busy, and I didn't want to go. I didn't have time. I didn't know anybody, and so I was told I had to go by my brothers. And so I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do 3 or 4 deliveries around London. We park up in Earl's Court somewhere. I get in the back of the van and change into my best kit and get a taxi and go down the Mall to the Guards Chapel. And I'm not name dropping now, but anybody that was anybody was there. I go into the big entrance hall, and the Queen and the whole of the royal family were already in there. There was a private function because they were very friendly with Lady Eleanor. And so I'm in this enormous room, complete out of my depth, didn't know anybody at all. And he went through these double doors into the auditorium of the main body of the chapel. And so we're all lining up to go in, and there's this very official woman saying, "Name, title." And she's right and ticking you off. And not name dropping, people in front of me, you wouldn't know the first one, Sandy Gall. He was a newscaster. Sandy Gall, News at 10, MBE. Then the next guy was a guy called John Profumo, who was a naughty boy. He had a couple of mistresses, Christine Keeler. So John Profumo, OBE, and he goes. And then the next guy in front of me was a little short bloke. I thought it was Alfred Hitchcock, but it wasn't. It was somebody called Lord Goodman, who was a Nuremberg judge. And he had 11 titles, DFO, BFO, and he kept writing them all down. I am now perspiring, nearly wetted myself. What am I going to say? So she says, "Name." I said, "John Webb." She says, "Title." I say, "PPDS." and walk in, pink paraffin delivery service. And get away with that. I thought I got away with it till the next day in the Times. The obituary is in the Times, full back page, with everybody was there. And because I was J. Webb, PPDS.